Hi everyone, well done for joining in with today's maths lesson. So what we're going to do for fluency today is we're just going to go through all the numbers from 1 to 20 and practice multiplying them by 10 in the way that we looked at earlier this week. So I'll start off each of the columns and then you can finish it and then we'll go through the answers together. So 1 times by 10, so I need to put my 1 into my ones column. And then when I times it by 10, it's going to move into my tens column like this. So then my 1 will now be here. And then my ones column will now be empty, but that means I need to put a placeholder because it's not allowed to be empty. So 1 times by 10 equals 10. Super, so let's have a look at number 11 then. So in the first one here, we've got a 2-digit number this time. So 11 is made up of 110 and 1. When I multiply a number by 10, both of these digits now have to move up to the next column. So our 110 becomes 100 and our 11 becomes 110. And that leaves my ones column empty, but it's not allowed to be empty, so I need to put my placeholder in there, which is a 0. So 11 times by 10 gives us 110. So I'd like you to pause the video and have a go, please, at working out all the answers to these, and then when you're ready, we'll go through the answers together. Fabulous, well done for having a go. So get yourselves maybe a different colour pen or pencil, and then you can go through and give yourselves a tick as we go through the answers. So 2 times 10 is 20, 3 times 10 is 30, 4 times 10 is 40, 5 times 10 is 50, 6 times 10 is 60, 7 times 10 is 70, 8 times 10 is 80, 9 times 10 is 90, 10 times 10 is 100, 12 times 10 is 120, 13 times 10 is 130, 14 times 10 is 140, 15 times 10 is 150, 16 times 10 is 160, 17 times 10 is 170, 18 times 10 is 180, 19 times 10 is 190, and 20 times 10 is 200. Fantastic, well done. So today's math lesson is a little bit different because what's actually going to happen is you need to do the work first and then watch this video later to go through the sheets together. So what we need to do first is we need to finish our sequence. So let's do that together. So the first one is counting in twos, that's right. So let's finish that together. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Lovely, well done you two. Let's do that all the way through a bit more smoothly. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Lovely, well done. Right, this one is now counting in our 5. So let's finish this one together. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 22, 5, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Lovely. So let's go through that together a little bit more smoothly from the beginning. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Super, well done. And our last one is counting in tens. Lovely. So let's finish the sequence together. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Okay, let's go through this sequence together then a little bit more smoothly. From 0 then. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Super well done. So now that we've filled in our sequences, you've got a job to do. So you can either do it by pausing the slide here and having a go at maybe drawing your own 100 square and doing some colouring on that, or you can go and download a copy of this sheet from the home learning section of the Byron Wood website. But what you need to do is you need to have 3 different coloured pencils. Now I've chosen yellow, blue and red. If you don't have yellow, blue or red, choose whatever colours you've got. And what you need to do is you need to go through the 2 times tables, and I've left them up here for you. And we're going to highlight them all in yellow. So any number, or just circle them. So 2, 4, 6, and I'm going to go through and do all my 2s in yellow. And I'm going to do the same for the 5s, but I'm not going to do it in yellow. I'm going to do it in blue. So I'm going to change my colour and I'm going to go through my 5 times tables and go 5, 10, 15, 20, carry on. And then I'm going to do the same for my 10s as well. Now, if it's an example where it might be in more than one of those times tables, then just do 2 circles over it or 3 circles over it, whatever it is, do all of them, not just one of them, okay? So go and find the sheet. Do that, and then when you've done all of those numbers from, you know, the 2s, the 5s and the 10 sequence, I want you to have a think about this question over here. Do you notice anything about those times tables or certain numbers? Do you spot any patterns maybe? What can you see? So go away, do that sheet, and then when you're ready, come back and we'll go through it together. Okay, have you finished that? Super. If you need a little bit more time, you can keep the video paused, but if you're ready, I'm going to reveal what mine looks like now. Does yours look like this too? Well done if it does. So you can see that I've highlighted my 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 in yellow. But remember, my 2 times table doesn't end there. We only count up to there because we only need to remember our times tables up to 12. But if I were to follow the pattern, what do you think would be the next number in our 2 times tables? So following our pattern, what do you think would be the next number in our 2 times tables? That's right, it would be 26. And then after that, what do you think it would be? 28. And after that, what do you think it would be? 30, that's right. And it would keep going like this in our pattern. And then in my 5s, I've done 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Once again, we only need to remember our times tables up to 12, but that's not where our 5 times table ends. If I were to carry on following that pattern, what do you think would be the next number in our 5 times tables? Lovely, it would be 65, and then after that, 70, and then after that, 75, 80, lovely. And then our 10s, of course, go all the way down here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And once again, our 10s don't end there. We would keep counting 110, 120, and carrying on 130, 140, etc. Super, so that's as much as I'm going to say on that, because I've got another activity for you to do now. So again, this is on the home learning section of the Byron Wood School website, or what you can do is pause the video, write this table out yourself, and then just write the list of the numbers under each one. But basically what you're going to do is have a look at these numbers that I've got in these boxes. And on the Word document as well, these boxes are draggable for you to do. So you can download it, do the work on the computer, save it, and then send it to your class email account. Or if you wanted to, you could print it off, cut it and stick it. It's completely up to you. Writing it is still also fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to use our 100 square to organize these numbers into this table. So here I've got a column for my 2 times table. Now this is for if it's only in the 2 times table. Here I've got a column for the 5 times table. So if it's only in the 5 times table, it goes here. Here I've got a column for only in the 10 times tables. Here I've got a column for any numbers that might be in both the 2 times tables and the 5 times tables. Here I've got a column for the 5 times tables and the 10 times tables. And here I've got a column for any numbers that are in all of those times tables, the 2s, the 5s, and the 10s. Okay, so I'll start us off as an example. So look at the number 2. On my 100 square, I can see that the number 2 is only highlighted in yellow. So that means it's only in my 2 times table. So I put it here. Let's take the number 10, for example. So I can see my number 10 is highlighted in yellow, red, and blue. So that means it's in the 2s, 5s, and the 10 times tables. It's in all of those times tables. Let's have a look at the number 15. So 15 is only highlighted in blue. So that means it's only in my 5 times tables. Okay, so once again, pause the video, go away and do that worksheet. And when you've had a go at doing it, all the numbers will be sorted, and then we'll talk about some more things that we notice. Okay, well done for having a go at that. If you need a bit more time, keep the video paused, but if you're ready to go through the answers, I'll show you how I sorted mine. Like this. Is this what you got as well? Fabulous. So now I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at using these sentence starters to try and tell me some things that you've noticed. And when you're ready and you've got some ideas, I will point out a couple of the things that I'd like to draw your attention to. Okay, have you had a go at that? Super, well done. You could have written those things down or told them to somebody out loud. Either is fine. But obviously I can't hear what you're saying, which is a huge shame because I bet you've got some lovely insights and things that you've noticed. So let's go through them. The numbers that are only in the 2s then. So if a number ends with 2, 4, 6 or 8, 2, 4, remember it would be 16, 18, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So if a number has 2 1s, 4 1s, 6 1s or 8 1s, then it is only in the 2 times tables. All these numbers in the 5 times tables, you might have noticed that they all end with a 5. Super. So if you've got 5 in your ones column, that means that that number is only in the 5 times tables. Let's jump over here then to our 2s and our 5s. That's empty. Why do you think there are no numbers in both the 2 times tables and the 5 times tables? Only the 2s and the 5s. Well, you might have said because our 2s are even. Remember, if a number is even, that means it's got a friend, so they come in pairs. So all of these numbers are pairs, they are even. And all of these numbers that end with 5, because you can see that the number 5, they've got a friend, they've got a friend, but this one is by itself. So in the number 5, that would be an odd number. So remember, we look at the ones column to decide if a number is odd or even. So if it's got 5 ones, that means it's an odd number, and it's impossible for an odd number to be in the 2 times tables, because remember, your 2 times tables is groups of 2, so everything has a pair. Let's have a look at the 10s then. This one is empty. Does that mean that we didn't have any numbers in our 10 times tables? Well, no, it doesn't, because I can see all these down here were in our 10 times tables. But the reason that this column is empty is because all of these numbers in our 10 times tables are not just in the 10 times tables. They are also in the 2 times tables and the 5 times tables. So any number that ends with a 0 is also in the 2 times tables. Now that is because any number that ends with a 0 is even. So obviously any even number is in the 2 times tables. So because multiples of 10 ending in 0 are even, they are also in our 2 times tables. And if we look at the relationship with 5 then, well, I have one group of 5 and that would give me 5. But if I have 2 groups of 5, that gives me 10. So because 2 5s are 10, any even number of 5s will be in also the 10 times tables. And then of course, multiples of 10 end with a 0. They are all in the 10 times tables as well. So you might have noticed that it's impossible for any number to be in the 2s and the 5 times tables at the same time, unless it's also in the 10 times tables. You might have noticed that the 10 times tables, the numbers in our 10 times tables are also in our 2s and our 5s. You might have noticed that if a number ends with 5 ones, it's only in the 5 times tables. And you might have noticed that if a number ends with 2, 4, 6 or 8 in the ones column, then it is only in our 2 times tables. Well done, everybody. That was quite a different lesson to what we would normally do. So well done for having a go and doing those things on your own. And I hope that by coming together at the end that you took something away from that. Hope you have a lovely weekend and I will see you all soon. Bye.